Hi guys, how are you again today? I'm back here. I got the river. How does this look? I mean, it's gonna have to be wider like this, but that's not feeling too dreadful through here, is it? It feels pretty good. We got a little bit of something there. I'm assuming Bobo here can reach it. He just hasn't gotten to it, but I don't know. It feels pretty good. I guess the main canal will then have to run. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna have to run. It'll have to run along here, then down, then along here, then up, then here, then down. Yeah. And then wherever it's close to the river, then you've got to have the windmills. So I'm trying to just get it in my head to use this the smaller half, the bottom part here, to actually work out the first round of it. And then it'll, we'll get some of these flowers and stuff down here in rows along here, and get some trees put in between them, get the small canals put in, try to get this sorted out in a way that allows me to empty as much of this as possible. Then we can put our home section in, our main roads go in, blah blah, etc. Right? That's what I'm hoping anyway. And we shall see what we shall see. But for right now, we've got to make this into an actual river and not just a wee line in the sand here. So, more bigger, more better, right? Now, am I going to be able to do this like this, I wonder, without things getting, I don't know, maybe? I figured, trying to make it do it a little bit faster using the tractor seems like a good idea, but I'm not sure that this is actually going to work out to be any quicker at all. I mean, maybe. I don't know. And it'll probably be, making a couple passes up, one side to make it wider, and then up another side to make it wider, and then, missing a spot. That's fine. I mean, I suppose I could leave a couple of little islands kicking around here and there, but if I do, I think it would probably just be one, just one good proper island somewhere, and in a wider spot where the river might have deviated because of rocks or something like that. I guess this at least is forcing me to be a little more random. You get into that, I've talked about this before, that idea that you get into random, which isn't random at all, because what you actually sort of start clicking the same sort of pattern, and you look back over this randomized job you've done and realize that, yeah, that's not even. That is just not even what you thought you were doing. Felt so good at the time. You thought you were being quite clever, and then it's like, yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe not so much as I thought. And we could do a thing like this, where it's a little wider for whatever reason somewhere along the way. Rivers have curvy bits, just like the pretty women's. So getting this done today. I've got a doctor's appointment, then I got to rush off again out of town one more time. I mean, I guess that's going to be an ongoing thing for a while. I'm just still kind of floundering around trying to find a proper new schedule for that. And that's what I need to do. I need to say, well, I'll always be doing this on this day of the week or that day of the week, and actually getting a handle on this. And I haven't actually pulled that off yet. Partly because this equipment issue, there's 2 different companies involved. There's different tech people involved. And I actually got quite frustrated the other day, and I got a little pissy. I'm going to be honest. I got a little angry. It was like, okay, I talked to this person about a tech guy about a thing, and he's saying, well, is it this, or this? And it's like, how the heck would I know? You're talking about some very basic setup, like, wiring in the house or something. It's like, I don't know. I actually haven't, I wasn't the one that wired the house. I don't know. Well, our machinery never does. Well, okay, so what am I supposed to do about it? Well, you're going to have to get some other company. You're going to have to get these guys to come in, and they're going to have a look at it, and blah, blah, blah. And that's, so I call the other guys, and how that goes. Oh, well, it's not our end. No, there's no problem with our end. You're going to have to call them back and tell them that you need just a different equipment entirely. And it's like, and then they'll say, well, does that equipment do blah, blah, blah? It's like, I don't know. I've never seen this stuff before. I don't know. I have no idea. Why don't you ask the guy who, I got it from? He knows all the answers that you're asking me. And it's like, well, I can't talk. No, it's not our place to call them. And there's a privacy issue. Yeah, but I'm telling you to call them. Does that not sort of, get rid of the privacy issue? Haven't we sort of solved that problem? If I'm saying, please talk to each other. And say, that one day I was just, actually, I got quite, I told them both off. It's like, okay, you've just asked me this question, that question, and that question. And I'm writing this down, but then, the terms you're using, I don't know if you're using things that other people don't know, if you're just trying to dumb it down for me because I don't know things. But then I have to call the other man, and of course he's not there at the moment because he's out on calls or he's doing this. And then I have to wait for him to call back, and sometimes that takes a day or two, and then he gets back to me, and I say, the other guy was asking about this, and they go, well, we don't do anything like that. And it's like, okay, so I call him, the first guy, back and say, he says, no, they don't do anything like that. Okay, well, how about this? Did they try this? It's like, I don't know. I'll call him back and ask him, did you try this? It's like, I hate you people. Could you guys just not get on the phone and say, dude, did you try this? And he can go, no. And the other one can say, well, I think you should try this. And the other guy can say, yeah, okay, I could do that. It's like, you've got this person in the middle who doesn't actually speak. You guys don't entirely speak the same language either. You're talking about different things, but at least you could explain it to each other in terms of what it is you do. You're asking me to translate, and I don't speak either language. So this is not working out. This sign language is what I feel like. I feel like I'm just pointing in directions and scratching my belly and jumping up and down or something. It's ridiculous. I got a little angry the other day. Told them both off. I don't think it did any good, but they're treating me nicer. They may have gotten a little scared. It's like, I've really had enough of playing phone tag with you people. You have no idea how much I hate telephones. And they will undoubtedly, and it doesn't matter how often I tell them, they'll say, call me back at this time. It's like, I can't. I'm live on the internet at that time. Can I call you before or after? Well, that's not really good for me. So how about, well, you can try calling tomorrow, and then an hour later, somebody else in the office will call me when I'm streaming to ask me questions for the first guy. And it's like, I'm not answering because, I'm not answering. So then I get to phone back again. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. These people. Okay, let's try to get these babies out of the way, because apparently they shouldn't be here. So I'm off tomorrow to do more of that. Yeah. I'm off tomorrow to do more. On site, to try to... And the best part is, I love this one. And they won't talk to each other because, it's not really proper. I can't get them to actually just speak to each other. But they both want me to call them. Well, today, actually, not tomorrow, today. They both want me to call them when I'm there working on the stuff. And it's like, so I'll use my mobile phone, and then my mom's phone, and then I guess I can oh God, I can, if I get the two guys to yell at me really loud, maybe they can hear each other that way and answer each other's questions since they won't actually talk to each other. It's like, you're hurting my face here, guys. Grumble, grumble. No, seriously, they both want me to phone them tomorrow while I'm trying to work on this stuff, and it's like, I have moments, guys. I'm having moments where I'm not impressed with you. I mean, you gotta laugh, right? You have to laugh because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here crying. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that'll be my day. This is the calm and relaxing part. While I'm putting in a river. And then I spend hours driving, and then and then getting two different phones. The trick will be, of course, is that neither one will be there. I know the one guy absolutely will not be there when I phone him, but he says phone anyway and leave a message, because then he can phone me back as soon as he can. So and it's gonna happen with both of them. I know this because it has already. So that's going to happen with both the guys, and then I'll have to hope that I can manage to get them both on different phone numbers at the same time. I can have one in each ear. I'm sitting here laughing because I've already done this. There's been a couple of days where I've had more than one conversation going on at a time with this medical stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I'm talking to one and the other phone rings, and it's like, I actually have to take this. It's important. And it's related to what I'm talking about with you. So can you just hang on for a minute? So I'm sitting here juggling phones all over my desk. Oh, good grief. I feel like I live in I don't know, lately I can't tell if I'm living in a soap opera or just a really bad comedy. You know, one of these sitcoms that irritate me because they're so unrealistic, you know. But maybe they weren't that bad, and I just never realized it until recently. Maybe they were like right on the mark, and who knew, right? Oh, goodness. How's this looking? Is it, how we doing here? Let's have a look on the map. How we doing? Okay, see, that's not feeling like a canal, because the wide canal is only going to be this wide. And I think if we broaden it a couple of places, and do we want to have it like branch off here and have that little barn sitting on an island or something? I don't know. Maybe, baby. We'll see. Oh, of course, that's not the mouth of the river. No, we won't have that branch. We've got it branched down here. That should be enough, I think. That one sticking out there on its own, that little square, is that was a mistake. But I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe it's a good mistake. Maybe I'll just make it wider from there anyway. So because here. Yeah, you can see, I mean, there's a little island, and then this is where it goes into the sea here, and this is a bit of a lake, I guess. So it doesn't actually kind of branches with islands, I suppose. But that's the mouth of the river, and that's why it's wider there. But I guess I don't need that on the other side, do I? I don't think so. It doesn't seem required at that end of the world. Out on a cold, rainy spring night. The frost is still in the air. Actually, it's not. It's almost summer. Okay, so it's a warm, rainy spring night. You know how it goes, right? And it's summer. Ooh, it feels so good. You know you love it, right? There we go. Okay, so here it is. We have practically a river. Not bad. I think I'm going to widen this little spot here a bit, where that little kachoo was. My wee kachoo. And maybe right here, just 'cause. This is not going to let me do that, is it? There you go. Does now. Yeah, this little corner here feels like it's gotten a bit narrower than I would care for it to be. 2 there, sure. And 2 here, sure. And like that. How did that feel? Better. I'll leave that alone. Down here, I've got this little section here. Maybe I will do a thing like this. And then a little bit over here, maybe. So it feels like a wee bend. Does that feel like a bend, or does it just feel like some lumpy bits stuck out? Huh. Not really feeling the bend so much, am I? Let's have that go down so it's not quite so level. There, that feels better. It's just a wider spot in the river, and that's good. And then the same right along the north end of this. Sure. We shall cross the river and dig her out. Like so. Wow, I just got like this frisson of excitement. And then I can just put canals in now and actually have, you know, it's like I've picked out a frame, and now I'll get to build something in it, or at least now see what size the canvas is that I'm going to be working with. That feels really good. Yeah, this feels pretty. I still want to get a map of like a completely open map of this on a grid, you know, of squares, so I could just plan out a farm in the future, working it out on a graph, you know, big piece of graph paper. That just feels like it would be so cool. Oh, look at that one little nubbin right there, which feels like a mistake. Because, you know, it is. Maybe that's why it feels that way. So we'll probably fill that in. I figure any farmer that was actually sitting here building canals would see that little blip just sticking out for no good reason and say, I don't really need you there, so get lost. Where did it go? It's right over here. That one there. Yeah, I think that one can just mosey on and live somewhere else. Or unless, you know, if we do this, then it's okay. There we are. Not that, because we've got these 2 places going wide again. So I don't like that. So you cannot be, that's not really what I was going for either, though, is it? I mean, yeah, no. Get out of your boat here, little girl, and do that. There we go. Tidy up the edges. So we have, I think we've got a river, guys. I think we have a river. I mean, it's not the bestest, most gorgeous thing ever, but it will hopefully look like a river, and we'll get to put reeds and plants and trees alongside of it, and pathways and bridges across it, and oh, I'm so excited. Okay, this is pretty cool. I got some harvesting to do with animals down there, and that's just fine. And now I just have to clear out the plants that I put in here for a temporary thing. Get that canal popped around, get the barns put in, and dig out the major canals and figure out how they're going to follow this. I don't know if I should even bother up here, just go straight along here like that. and then put all the windmills in, and then it's got to continue along in a rectangle and meet up, and maybe have like a separate system over here, because it's not going to be one big one, it's going to be several individual systems. So I'm excited. It's starting to feel like this thing I've had in my head for all these weeks. Like I said, at least now I know what size palette, what canvas I'm working with, right? Now we've got a place to go. And the animals may just end up living in those gosh awful long things. I don't know. But maybe we'll see. Anyway, I'm calling this done. I got to get gone. I've got some driving to do and places to be and people to yell at. Anyway, thank you guys for being wonderful. I love it. You're very kind to me, and I really, really appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.